Good morning. As the College Marshal, I would like to welcome you to the commencement exercises for the class of 2022. I want to make a few announcements and give you some information about our event and the procession that is about to begin. First, we are so grateful for today's beautiful weather. Should it get warm in here, we hope that you got the word that water bottles are permitted. There are water stations positioned outside the tent, one at the back corner and one at the opposite corner. Accessible restrooms are located in the Founders parking lot. Other restrooms can be found in the library, the chapel, and in the trailer by the Davis Museum. The Collins Cafe and the Emporium in the Lulu Wang Campus Center will also be open for refreshments. Should any guest find the tent uncomfortable, you should know that these commencement exercises will be simulcast on large screens in Pendleton Atrium, Collins Cinema, and Jewett Auditorium. Please note that the Pendleton location is not air-conditioned. For yearbook sales, please see the bookstore staff who are set up in the Davis Museum Plaza. Now on to the rest of the announcements. Cell phones. In deference to graduating seniors, their families and friends, please silence all cell phones. Professional photographers will take 2 pictures of each graduate. One as the graduate receives the diploma, and then a second in front of a backdrop as the graduate exits the stage. Copies of these photos will be available for purchase. Friends and family members will not be allowed to approach the stage to photograph the graduates. As you take your own pictures from your seats, we ask for everyone's cooperation. Please do not stand in the aisles, and please do not obscure the view of those behind you. We request that you refrain from smoking within and adjacent to the tent for the comfort of your neighbors. At the end of the ceremony, please remain seated until the formal recession is complete. Please also take away belongings under and around your chair. After the ceremony, please clear the tent and the path from the tent and meet your graduate by the chapel, at the luncheon tents, or in your predetermined meeting spot. As for the procession will begin with the faculty, the staff, trustees, President Johnson, and today's speaker, Nurgis Malvavala. They will enter the back of the tent and then process along the 2 side aisles toward the front. Finally, the seniors will enter, processing along those same aisles, taking their seats in the center front section that is reserved for them. So in a moment when I conclude, the music will start and the procession will commence. Thank you in advance for your cooperation. Please take your seats and enjoy the ceremony. Let the procession begin.
seated as Reverend Jackie Marquez, Dean of Religious and Spiritual Life, delivers the invocation and land acknowledgement.
Good morning. May peace and joy be ours in abundance this day as we celebrate the accomplishments of this graduating class. Let us share together, each in our own way, in a moment of reflection, of prayer, and thanksgiving for the class of 2022. We come from many religious and spiritual philosophical traditions that speak to us, offering ancient guidance and strength. We are in the presence of our Creator, in the presence of our ancestors, and among friends. Sacred source of all that is good and beautiful and true, we give thanks and acknowledge the wonderful work you have done in each student that sits before us. We give thanks for knowledge acquired and experience gained, for the generous support and encouragement of mentors, faculty, staff, family, and friends that have brought each student to this day. We are deeply grateful for the many memories we have shared. May this graduating class create spaces of welcome for those on the margins or in need of a healing community everywhere they go. May their decisions lead to a full life of meaning and purpose. Bless their doubts and their certainties. Bless their families and all who love them and rejoice with them at their achievements. Holy One, we ask that your gracious and loving presence be among us now as we gather to reflect and rejoice. Amen. We continue our time together with the reading of our Wellesley College Land Acknowledgement. I invite you to listen deeply and reflect thoughtfully on these words. We acknowledge that Wellesley College is built on ancestral and traditional land of the Massachusetts people. We also recognize that the United States removal, termination, and assimilation policies and practices resulted in the forced settlement of indigenous lands and the attempted erasure of indigenous cultures and languages. We further acknowledge the oppression, injustices, and discrimination that indigenous people have endured, and that there is much work to be done on the important journey to reconciliation. We commit to strengthen our understanding of the history and contemporary lives of indigenous peoples and to steward this land. We further recognize the many indigenous people living here today, including the Massachusetts, Wampanoag, and Nipmuc nations, who have rich ancestral histories in Wellesley and its surrounding communities. Today, their descendants remind us that they are still here, where they maintain a vital and visible presence. We honor and respect the enduring relationship between these peoples and this land, as well as the strength of indigenous culture and knowledge, the continued existence of tribal sovereignty, and the principle of tribal self-determination.
Thank you, Dean Marquez. On behalf of the trustees, faculty, staff, alumni, and the Wellesley class of 2022, I welcome you to the college's 144th commencement exercises, and what a beautiful sight to behold. It is truly wonderful to greet you today and to join together on this beautiful campus in celebration of the class of 2022. What a moment to arrive at together as a community. Behind all of the joy here on campus and among family and friends across the country and around the world lies countless hours of hard work, focus, and sustained effort, both in the classroom and far beyond. Each of you has demonstrated both excellence and resilience. You have shown great courage, and you have shown profound care and consideration for one another. And this community, you have shown care to this community during your years at Wellesley. We are so proud of you. To all of you taking part in this ceremony in support of the class of 2022, whether you are here on campus or watching today's ceremony on our live stream, thank you for the support you have offered and the sacrifices you have made, especially over these past 2 challenging years, so that our students could graduate today. We feel your presence, your love for these students, and your pride in their accomplishments. It's wonderful that we are able to make this ceremony even more meaningful for some of our graduates and their loved ones by offering for the first time simultaneous translations in Mandarin, Spanish, and Korean. And I want to acknowledge the 2 women here with us who inspired us to make that change. Ms. Piedad Janet Munoz Zapata, the mother of graduating senior Valentina Pedroza Munoz, and Ms. Rafaela Polanco Garcia, a member of the Boston School Committee who advocates for language support services for families. We want to thank them, along with Professor Su Hong and several students from the senior class, for introducing this idea and helping to make this commencement more inclusive. I also want to acknowledge those who could not join in today's ceremony. Among them are 3 members of the class of 2022, now representing Wellesley at the NCAA National Championship in crew and in track. We are so proud of them. I also think of those who've passed on from this life but remain with us in spirit, including those that we've lost through the pandemic. You are not forgotten. We honor and thank you. To the Regal Purple class of 2022, today you join a remarkable community of Wellesley alumni committed to bringing change to the world and making a difference in it. Take a moment to consider the accomplishment and adversity that have led to this ceremony and how you arrived at this moment united as one class. And remember, wherever life takes you next, you share a profound bond with each other and with Wellesley College. Class of 2022, today is your day. We could not be happier for you. So now I am pleased to invite to the stage co-presidents of the class of 2022, Orolua Odeyinka and Sophie Wang. They will introduce our class, our student speaker.
Sorry about that. Hello, class of 2022. My name is Orolua Odeyinka.
And my name is Sophie Wong.
We are grateful to have served as your co-class presidents for the past 4 years.
and we want to congratulate all members of the class of 2022 on your accomplishments throughout your time at Wellesley.
We personally couldn't have completed our journey as presidents without the hard work and dedication of our fellow class council members.
Angela Chien,
Wabil, Wabil Usjad,
Rachel C.,
and Julia Esposito.
We are also incredibly thankful for the endless support from our family and friends.
Thank you, Mom and Dad, Ayolua, Olalua, and Obalulua.
Thank you to my mom, Ashley, and also my dad.
Thank you for all that you've taught us
Your continuous encouragement.
and all the yummy food you've cooked us.
Wait, just kidding. I'm the one who cooks in my family.
Now, without further ado, we would like to introduce our student commencement speaker.
She is a first-generation neuroscience major with a psychology minor. Don't worry, there's more. A Posse and McNair Scholar at Wellesley. And a member of Psi Chi, the National Honor Society in the psychology field.
Her friends and colleagues highlight her kindness, empathy, and dedication in every part of her life. During her time at Wellesley, Melissa never shied away from challenging courses, instead welcoming them with fierce determination.
Her research mentor notes that to know Melissa is to know how deeply devoted she is to her family. Her mother, Patricia, her grandmother, Mercedes,
Her aunt, Miss Marcella, her stepfather, Oscar, and her twin brother, Josh. How fortunate we in the Wellesley community are that Melissa has made us part of her family.
so please join us in welcoming
The best Tupi groupie,
Melissa Campos.
Thank you so much to the council members, and I'm so used to having this mask on all the time. But I will take it off just for y'all. Once again, round of applause to the council members. I just want to take a moment to take this in and breathe. To the members of the Board of Trustees, President Johnson, distinguished guest Dean Nergis Mavalvala, faculty, staff, family, friends, and fellow members of the Purple Class of 2022, good morning. It is a privilege to be here today, sharing my story with you all. September 3rd, 2018, 1,600 miles, a 4-hour flight. Stepping onto Wellesley's campus felt like stepping into a fairy tale. I came from a very humbling background where I slept on a carpeted floor for the first years of my life because my family could not afford a crib for my twin brother and me. And now, I was entering a prestigious institution known to challenge its graduates to become innovators that make radical changes in the world. I felt grateful for the second floor of Lulu, our campus center, where I would sit in one of the comfy couches and admire the spring bloom. For Professor Kane, who welcomed me into her research lab my first year, and for the dorm parties with the friends that would eventually become my family here at Wellesley. But the more grateful I felt to be here, the more imposter syndrome consumed me. I quickly learned that I was not alone. So many other students were struggling to feel like they belonged. Here were the narratives that, as our generation says, lived rent-free in my head. I was not good enough to be at Wellesley. I was not worthy of taking up space. I was just not enough. I worked hard to be in spaces that were not created for me, yet when I entered these spaces, I felt afraid. The beautiful walks around the lake would make me feel a sense of groundedness that would quickly diminish as I questioned whether I deserved to be a part of something so beautiful. It was in these small moments when I allowed myself to shrink, to not fully be seen, because deep, deep down, I believed that I had a copious amount of time to be vulnerable enough to fully take up space at Wellesley. The thing I didn't count on was that my time in this space would be taken away from me. On March 12, 2020, at 11:47 a.m., we received the email that none of us expected to be a reality. Reality was that we were being evacuated from campus, and that this pandemic would not only keep us away from each other for a semester, but for some, including myself, an entire 2 years. It was difficult for students to focus on their education while facing hardships at home, hardships on campus and in the world, hardships that continue. But even through the hardship we pushed through, class of 2022, congrats. I want you to take this moment, not only for us, but for the past 2 classes. In person, not muted, or on a computer screen, we are physically taking up this beautiful space. There's a quote from Katrina Mayer that says, "Rainbows remind us that even after the darkest clouds and the fiercest winds, there is still beauty. Look around you. This is beauty. This space, these people, this moment is a part of our rainbow." In the past 4 years, I have accumulated pieces of appreciation that I compiled to be a part of my rainbow. I'd like to share a few. An appreciation for the beautiful orange change of color leaves in the Wellesley fall. We don't have that in Texas. Leaves just die. An appreciation for my Wellesley community. Professors empathize with students as they too try to navigate Zoom University. In graduate school, you didn't have to learn how to share a screen or set up breakout rooms, right? An appreciation for student life. Students continue to meet up for clubs virtually. My heart was full as I attended an online Tupelo student a cappella concert from home. An appreciation for the custodians and dining hall workers who would always remind me to seguir echándole ganas. Keep putting in the effort. They saw their children's hopes in me, and I saw my family's desires in them. An appreciation for my village at home and at Wellesley. As Maya Angelou says, "I come as one, but I stand as many." To my family, who moved to the United States so that my brother and I could be the first in this country to plant our seeds and grow them for our future generations. Gracias, familia, por siempre apoyarme cuando me tuvieron que dejar ir tan lejos en busca del sueño americano. To KIPP, the public school that I attended for 14 years, whose mission is to improve the educational opportunities available to low-income families. Thank you for helping me not only get to college, but through college as well. To my posse, my fellow members of the Posse Foundation. It's true, I didn't drop out of college because I had my posse. Graduates, on this day, as we think back on our journeys, let us not forget to show gratitude to those mentors, parents, guardians, friends, conversations, villages, clubs, team members, those people and things that helped us get through the storm so that we could be here today celebrating the rainbow. Now, I will present the newest additions to my rainbow. We were welcomed with a beautiful science center with wet labs, goodbye swimming, and videos of people dissecting frogs, and hello again, closed-toed shoes and long pants. We got to say that we would study at CLAP with our friends while we would really just go to one of the library rooms to procrastinate our lives away. We got to go into Boston again, constantly checking the Senate bus schedule to then run to one of the bus stops so that we wouldn't be stuck in the city for another hour. Who knew I'd be nostalgic about that? We got to pull all-nighters again, trying to write that paper or finish that piece set, knowing that we once again had Cafe Hoop to get us through the night with their late-night nachos. Or El Table, getting us through the long school day with their delicious sandwiches. Green Monster, I will miss you dearly. We got to have not just one, but two marmons. And this was the year, 2022, my senior year, that I mustered up the courage to be seen and heard. I left Wellesley as a sophomore, not believing in myself, and returned as a senior, taking back my power. I realized that I did not need to be the perfect Wellesley student I crafted in my head. I shed the belief that I did not belong and instead embraced that I was exactly where I needed to be. We are all exactly where we need to be. Class of 2022, I see you, I hear you. I want you to repeat after me. Please do repeat after me. I am worthy of taking up space. I am worthy of taking up space. Thank you. Wellesley provided me with the space to find myself. I hope during your time at Wellesley that you too discovered yourself, discovered what nourishes and uplifts your soul, and discovered your worthiness as a whole existing human being. First year me would be proud, not because of my GPA or the numbers that I was letting define me, but rather because I let that go, because I started embracing my voice, growth, and wholeness, which did not need numbers to flourish. I am proud. I am proud of every student who made it through the term system. I am proud of those who felt like they did the bare minimum or the most to graduate. I am proud of my Black, Indigenous, Asian, Latinx, immigrant, low-income, non-binary, trans, first gen, and other minority SIBs who defied the odds and are here today. I am proud of the uniqueness of this class, the only class to have experienced in their 4 years of undergrad, Wellesley pre-pandemic, remote Wellesley during the pandemic, and the new normal of in-person Wellesley during the pandemic. Yeah, we are one fierce class. Class of 2022. Continue to be vulnerable, to speak your truth, to unapologetically take up space, to show up during the storms and rainbows as your most authentic selves, your highest selves. In those ways, we will transform and change the hearts and minds of many people in beautiful ways. We will be the leaders that make the changes this country so desperately needs, so that children are no longer murdered in school, so that no other person must die because of the color of their skin. So that through the injustices, so that through our collective acts of services, the injustices we experience together in this world can finally come to an end. As you become a part of transformative times, do not forget to give yourself grace, kindness, rest, and love. I applaud you, Purple Class. We did that. Today, we graduate.
Thank you, Melissa, for that beautiful, powerful, just extraordinary message to your class. And please know, you belong, and every single one of you belongs. So the Pinansky Prize for Excellence in Teaching is awarded each year at Commencement to honor members of our faculty who have demonstrated excellence as teachers. When we consider how Wellesley professors routinely innovate and inspire in their classrooms, to be selected for this prize must be seen as an especially outstanding achievement. As the class of 2022 can attest, and as I can affirm, Wellesley's faculty are immensely dedicated and talented educators, researchers, scholars, artists, and mentors. In my conversations with our students and alumni, there is always one constant: their eagerness to tell me their story of how a Wellesley professor changed their life and helped them achieve breakthroughs, both academic and personal. So from all of us gathered here today on campus and watching from around the world to the Wellesley College faculty, we thank you for your commitment to the education of the class of 2022. According to the rules of the prize, the finalists are selected by a student-faculty committee on the basis of nominations from students, faculty, and staff. I would like to ask each faculty member to stand when their name is called, and then join me on stage while I read excerpts from each of their citations. Tracy McCaskill. Lecturer in physics, And unfortunately, Professor McCaskill is unable to be with us today. Marta Rayner, lecturer in theater and director of theater and theater studies. Professor Rayner, please join me. Susan Skeeth, professor of economics. I will now read excerpts from Marta Rayner's citation. Students and faculty alike praise Marta Rayner, class of '98, for her inspirational leadership of theater studies at Wellesley. She is known for encouraging students to discover and strengthen their voices as artists and performers, and has spearheaded the college's annual Theater Studies Showcase and brought students to Washington, D.C. to participate in the Kennedy Center American College Theater Festival. Marta really is Wellesley to me, said one student. She is an alumna who went into the world and accomplished so much personally and professionally and artistically, and came back to ensure Wellesley students were prepared for success. For inspiring students to study theater, creating a safe and inclusive environment for emerging artists on and off stage, and expanding the opportunities available to theater students at Wellesley, it is my honor to present Marta Rayner with the Anna and Samuel Panansky Teaching Prize. I will now read excerpts from Susan Skeeth's citation. Since arriving at Wellesley in 1989, Professor Susan Skeeth has shaped the lives of generations of Wellesley economics majors. She is known as an extremely organized instructor and clear lecturer. As one colleague said, her planning for the use of the blackboard is so exceptional that she rarely has to erase. Her meticulousness is especially valuable in Economics 201, where she teaches central concepts from economic theory and applies them using a challenging range of mathematical, verbal, and graphic methods. For her curricular innovation, her drive to ensure that all her students are deeply engaged, and her impact on decades of Wellesley economics majors, it is an honor to present Professor Susan Skeeth the Anna and Samuel Panansky Teaching Prize. Congratulations again to our 2022 Panansky Prize winners. It is now our tradition at commencement to announce the names of faculty being recognized with new appointments and endowed chairs. Today, we recognize 13 faculty members. An appointment to an endowed chair is a significant milestone in the academic life of a professor. It recognizes scholarly distinction and honors service to the college and to one's profession. I will ask these faculty to stand and remain standing so that we can congratulate them. Please hold your applause until I've read the names of all of these distinguished faculty members. Christopher Arumanayagam. Nancy Harrison Kolodny, class of '64, professor of chemistry. Rebecca Belisle, Knaufel Assistant Professor of Natural Sciences. Kelly Carter Jackson. Michael and Denise Kellen, class of '68, Associate Professor of Africana Studies. Courtney Coyle, William Kennan Jr., Professor of Economics. Kristen Devaney, James W. and Patricia T. Poitras, Davis Scholar, Class of '91, Endowed Chair in the Natural Sciences. Pat Giersch, Edith Stix Wasserman Chair in Asian Studies. Stacy Goddard, Betty Freihoff Johnson, Class of '44, Professor in Political Science. Yoon Lee, Ann Pierce Rogers, Professor in American Literature. Peggy Levitt, Mildred Lane Kemper, Professor of Sociology. Kim McLeod, Louise Sherwood McDowell, and Sarah Frances Whiting, Professor in Astrophysics. Carlos Ramos, Margaret E. Daffenberg, and Leroy T. Carlson, Professor in Comparative Literature Studies. Dan Sickle, Stanford Calderwood Professor in Economics. And lastly, Rachel Stanley, Frost Associate Professor in Environmental Science. Congratulations to each of you. So today we also honor 10 faculty who are retiring this year. We have benefited in countless ways from their lifelong dedication to their students, their colleagues, and to the mission of the college. Through their instruction, research, creative work, and service to the college over many decades, they leave a legacy that will be felt for many years to come. We will greatly miss them, but they will always be a part of our community. It is my great honor to recognize these faculty members, all leaders in their respective fields, accomplished scholars or artists, and inspirational educators. Retiring faculty, please stand while I read your names. Please hold applause until the end. Lee Cuba, Professor of Sociology, 41 years of service, including as Dean of the College from 1999 to 2004. Richard French, Louise Sherwood McDowell and Sarah Frances Whiting, Professor of Astrophysics and Professor of Astronomy, 42 years of service, including as Dean for Academic Affairs from 2010 to 2015. Ellen Hildreth, Professor of Computer Science, 31 years of service. David Lindauer, Stanford Calderwood Professor of Economics, 41 years of service. Marjorie Lucas, Professor of Psychology and Cognitive and Linguistic Studies, 38 years of service. Tak Matsuzaka, Professor of History, 29 years of service. Catherine Moon, Edith Stix Wasserman Professor of Asian Studies and Professor of Political Science, 29 years of service. Craig Murphy, Betty Freihoff Johnson, Class of '44, Professor of Political Science, 41 years of service. Kimberly O'Donnell, Biological Sciences, Senior Lecturer in Biological Sciences, 25 years of service. And finally, Larry Rosenwald, Ann Pierce Rogers, Professor of American Literature and Professor of English, 42 years of service. For your many years of service and for the profound impact you have had on your students and on this community, you have our deepest gratitude. Thank you to each of you. I have the great honor now of introducing our commencement speaker, who is a member of the great purple class of 1990. Dr. Nergis Mavavola, Dean of the School of Science and Marble Professor of Astrophysics at MIT. Dr. Mavavola was born in Lahore and raised in Karachi, Pakistan. She came to the United States in 1986 to attend Wellesley College. At Wellesley, she majored in physics and astronomy. She then moved to MIT for graduate school, where she helped future Nobel Prize laureate Dr. Ray Weiss build a prototype of a gravitational wave detector that would later become the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory, or LIGO for short. Gravitational waves, which emanate from cosmic cataclysms such as the collision of black holes, stress and compress space-time. While they had been predicted by Albert Einstein in 1916, they had never been directly observed. After earning a doctorate in physics in 1997, Dr. Mavavola was a postdoctoral fellow at the California Institute of Technology. In 2000, she became a staff scientist at LIGO, which is jointly operated by Caltech and MIT. In 2002, Dr. Mavavola returned to MIT as a faculty member in physics and a leading member of the LIGO, designing and improving the interferometer equipment. In 2010, her excellence and enormous potential was recognized with the prestigious MacArthur Genius Grant. In 2015, LIGO succeeded in detecting gravitational waves for the first time. As part of the LIGO team, Professor Mavavola was awarded the Special Breakthrough Prize in Physics and the Gruber Prize in Cosmology. As a particularly skilled communicator of science, she also became an unofficial ambassador for LIGO, explaining the achievement it represented to the wider world. In 2017, Dr. Mavavola was elected to the National Academy of Sciences, and in 2018, Wellesley College honored her with our Alumni Achievement Award. In 2020, MIT named her the first woman dean of its School of Science. We are so proud at Wellesley of our role in educating women who are leaders in science, engineering, and medicine, and chief among them is our speaker today. Please join me in welcoming Dean Nergis Mavavola.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, President Johnson. Good morning, trustees. Good morning, faculty and staff. And good morning, families and dear friends among you. Most of all, good morning to you all, guests of honor, the graduates. It is a tremendous honor to be standing here before you today, to be part of the celebration of your graduation from Wellesley, my beloved alma mater, and now yours. So, as a proud alumna, I have always said that Wellesley has given me so much. When I was a student here, I spent all hours lurking about the Science Center. I cooked with friends at Slater International House. I played squash ferociously with my team. But never in my wildest and most utopic dreams could I have imagined that I would be your commencement speaker here, ever. It is a great, great honor, so thank you. So let me begin by congratulating you, the graduates. You've done it, you're graduating. To the families here, congratulations and thank you. You've paid for it. And to the faculty and staff, congratulations and thank you. You've walked the journey with another class and created some of the most amazing people who are going to go out into the world today. Thank you. Standing here, I'm actually reminded of my own graduation from Wellesley. I sat right about there in the middle. You know, my last name is an M, so you can guess where I was, the M's. I was actually among the students who protested our commencement speaker that year. It was the late Barbara Bush. And I must admit, she gave a fabulous commencement address. But I was among the hundreds of Wellesley graduates that year, Wellesley's class of 1990, that did not want to hear from the wife of a US president. We wanted to hear from a US president herself. Well, 3 decades later, we still haven't got there, but I'm looking at you, graduates. Well, enough about the class of 1990. We are here to celebrate the other wonderful purple class, you. I have 3 charges for you. So look, no commencement address is complete without charges, so let's get that out of the way first. Okay? First, if it's broken, fix it. And you choose your it, whatever you are passionate about, whatever you care about. We are in a tremendous need of repair in our world. So many things, the state of our democracy, the structural unfairness baked into our society, our very planet are in need of your collective action and your vision. But sometimes you won't have the tools to get the job done. So my second charge to you is, if it doesn't exist, invent it. Thank you. And my third ask of you is to pay it forward and do it with love and inclusivity. All the mentors and supporters that have given you their support and love in your time here is an immeasurable gift. Honor them and yourself by paying it forward to those who will come after you, who will need your mentorship, your support, your love, your commitment. And whilst doing that, bring into your circle people who are different from you and bring different gifts than yours and different opinions than yours. Leading with love and welcome of all will help you build richer, cleverer, more meaningful things. It will help you invent better. So these 3 principles have also guided my life and career. But along my path to fixing things and inventing new things, in the beginning, I mostly broke things. It's true. In my very first week that I joined the lab of Professor Robbie Berg here at Wellesley, I broke our very expensive laser. Now, to be fair, I was trying to make it work better, I thought. I was trying to eke out a little bit more laser power out of it when it stopped lasing. Instead of more power, I got 0 power. I was mortified, but Robbie was kind about it, perhaps even a tiny bit amused, and certainly very encouraging. Not long after that, after I broke Robbie's laser, I blew up an electronic circuit in the lab. To fix the circuit, I needed a very expensive part, and I had to convince a vendor to send me another one at no cost. Now, with that kind of start in experimental physics, you would have thought I might have chosen a different career. But I didn't. Robbie supported me through those formative and failure-filled experiences. So I thought, okay, maybe I can do this after all. I have a chance at it. And this is one of the gifts that Wellesley has given me. Little did I know that that first taste of doing research, of pushing something to the limits, of having a safe landing after failure would define my career as a scientist. Even less could I have known then that I would be part of a major scientific discovery, one that shook the scientific world going on to 7 years ago now, and has changed the way that we observe the universe. For the past 3 decades, I have worked on the search for gravitational waves, and I've had the incredible privilege of being part of a large collaborative team that discovered them in 2015. 100 years after Einstein predicted that gravity could be wavy. Gravitational waves are emitted when stars collide, and they're very important for us to observe dark objects in the universe. But they're so faint that Einstein himself dismissed them as having no practical use. He was wrong about that. But he was right that they are very faint. They're so faint that it has taken decades to invent the technologies needed to detect them. And to detect these elusive waves, the discovery instruments, called LIGO, had to measure motions of mirrors that are 1,000 times smaller than a single proton. I heard people say, oh, let me say that again, 1,000 times smaller than a single proton. I'm very proud to say, given the start I got at Wellesley, that I've spent the bulk of my career on designing and building devices that are capable of such mind-boggling precision. But when I first heard about this crazy idea to detect gravitational waves as a brand new student, a graduate student at MIT, I thought it was insane. I thought it could never work. And I wasn't alone. At the time, it was seen as really unlikely to succeed. And those of us who worked on it, including my PhD advisor who went on to win a Nobel Prize, we were viewed as sort of this ragtag team of mavericks pursuing an impossible dream. And the lesson there for you is, don't listen to them. Walk your path. Thank you. For me, the possibility of being part of such an improbable discovery was too compelling to not give it a try. Of course, I did not know then that giving it a try would take 30 years. Thankfully, my PhD did not take that long. But I do have to confess that had I known at the outset how long it would take, I might not have embarked on this quest. I definitely didn't plan the trajectory that life took me on. So let me take this moment to reassure you. If you haven't planned out the rest of your lives on this, your graduation day, that's okay. Good even. Although this milestone today is called Commencement, it isn't really the start of something new and scary. You can think of it just as a particularly amazing, fun, and happy day in the middle of a fascinating project you've been working on all your life and will continue to work on. And that project is your personal education and the lifetime of learning and growing in directions that you cannot know or predict today. Your journey began long before you came to Wellesley, and I bet much of the learning didn't happen just in formal education settings. Certainly that was true for me. My teachers were often in unexpected places. One of my formative experiences that led me towards a career in science was fixing things that were broken, namely repairing bicycles where I grew up in Karachi, Pakistan. When I was about 10, I inherited an ancient bicycle from my cousin. It was a rickety 3-speed Raleigh that was older than both of us combined, with ball tires and no brakes to speak of. It had once been bright red, but by the time it came into my hands, it was covered in rust and needed constant TLC. It took endless tinkering to make it hum, as any good machine should, but it was the only bike coming my way, so I had to make it work. As a kid, I couldn't pay for repairs, so the man at the bike shop down the street from my apartment taught me how to fix it. If I needed parts, he let me have them in exchange for my labor in repairing other bikes that came to the shop. An electrician's shop was next door to the bike shop. When I wanted a bike lamp, the electrician taught me how to cobble together a dynamo. A dynamo powers the bike lamp when you pedal, so it turns mechanical energy into electrical energy. These two men, in an urban shanty town who had no formal education themselves, probably never thought of themselves as educators. And yet they taught me electronic and mechanical skills I never would have learned in school at that age. Little over a decade later, as a new graduate student at MIT, I was interviewing to work in Professor Rainer Weiss's lab, as you heard, one of the co-founders of LIGO. I started out the conversation by explaining to Ray all the fancy courses I had taken, all the classes, or all the classroom learning. He was completely unimpressed until I told him I knew how to fix bicycles. Finally, something that he found to be useful. He asked me to join the quest to detect gravitational waves that day, and I did. But of course, you are graduating with an expensive college degree today, so I don't want to leave anyone with the impression that school is not important too. Even in school, my learning sometimes came in unconventional ways. My high school chemistry teacher, Mr. Ranjit, would allow me to go to the lab during recess and after hours to make creative chemical concoctions. In those off hours, I learned to make stink bombs, colorful fireworks, and even set off some minor explosions that might have made a less adventurous teacher cringe. Mr. Ranjit was undaunted. As a former student activist and freedom fighter in his native Sri Lanka, Mr. Ranjit had a recipe or two for explosives. And he was willing to share them. These escapades sparked my lifelong interest in explorations in a lab. They also shaped me as a researcher and an educator. Along with my students, I've learned to explore the unknown, to take risks, to break things, and to fail quite a lot, actually. I'll tell you that Robbie's laser was only the first in an embarrassingly long lineup, but necessary lineup of breakages. Through it all, I have learned that clever ideas can solve the hardest puzzles, and that the hardest puzzles seed incredible creativity. But most of all, I've learned that clever ideas are everywhere. And I do mean everywhere. All around us, there is untapped brilliance that does not find expression due to lack of opportunity or due to our own myopic lenses. Ingenuity and excellence are all around us. We have to look with our eyes wide open. We will never achieve our full potential for success if we don't bring into our institutions the tremendous talents among people who may be very different than ourselves. In fact, if you embrace difference, you might run into someone like me. I'm told I'm an outlier. Why would that be? Perhaps because I'm a physicist, a woman physicist at MIT. I grew up on the other side of the planet. I'm an immigrant from a majority Muslim country. I am queer. My parents do not have college degrees. This unlikely combination of identities is really important for us to acknowledge at a time when so many of us are living under growing threat and marginalization. My parents did not have the opportunity of higher education, but they took on the financial hardships to allow my sister and me to attend an elite private school in Karachi. And then an incredible financial aid package allowed me to come to Wellesley. That scholarship changed the course of my life. I will say it again. That scholarship changed the course of my life. As an undergraduate, I worked almost full-time to pay the family contribution component of my financial aid package. I was working so hard that I slept through more than a few classes, which I regret, because they were my favorite part of Wellesley. I shelved books at the Clapp Library. I washed pots and pans at Munger Hall. But at the end of my first year, I found my way to paid work in a research lab. I was amazed that I could be paid to do what I loved. Today, I still get paid to do what I love, and I wake up every morning marveling at that incredible reality. But before you take my story as proof that our system is perfect, let me say to you that doing what we love to do is a rare privilege, much too rare. The individual opportunities and openings that came my way mattered. They made a huge difference to my life. But I'm among the lucky few who managed to grab onto those opportunities and was lucky enough to have mentors who nurtured and guided me. But until we address the many structural barriers and make systemic change, only a handful of unicorns, rare outliers, will find their way to success. In our institutions, our jobs, our communities, we can do better than that, and we must do better than that, and I know you will do better than that. Some of you in the graduating class that I had the pleasure of talking to told me what a great sense of privilege you feel in receiving a Wellesley education. I feel it too, every single day. I couldn't agree more. It is a privilege, and we can use that privilege well. You now have the opportunity to take this extraordinary education you have received and move forward in your life with integrity, with kindness, with awareness, and with agency. If you collaborate, if you mentor, if you promote others who have walked a different journey than yours, if you harbor those who need refuge and haven, if you stand up to the forces that destroy equal opportunity for everyone, you will change the world for the better. At a time when tribalism is on the rise, when knowledge is under attack, as the gap between rich and poor grows even wider, as the health of our beautiful planet and home is more threatened than ever, you, as proud Wellesley alumni, are our hope. You will make a difference, and now you know how. If it's broken, fix it. If it doesn't exist, invent it. And always, always pay it forward with love and bring along outsiders and outliers. I know you're up to this challenge. During your time in college, a global pandemic has raged that has turned our world, your world, upside down, has changed how we work, how we live, and how we feel. You have had enough of the long-standing racial injustices in our society and have instigated urgently needed, fervent activism to push us towards a more equitable and inclusive future. You have lived through the construction nuisance of building the new science complex. And that is the ultimate in paying it forward, because for your bearing all of that nuisance, generations after you will be able to do science in that gorgeous and amazing space. If anyone is equipped to navigate an uncertain future and to unselfishly work towards a better world, you are. I know you will use your education to be a force of good always. Congratulations again to all of you, graduates, families, faculty, and thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Dean Mavovola. Thank you for those very powerful words and for those words of wisdom and orders to move forward. I think they are truly spectacular. So graduates, I am so proud of all of you, as we have heard over and over, for overcoming the challenges of COVID-19 and arriving at this beautiful moment. My heartfelt congratulations to the people who supported you along the way, family, friends, faculty, mentors, allies, and inspirations. Today is a wonderful celebration, and my message to our graduates as they leave is this: don't stop celebrating. Never forget the love, the beauty, and the joy that makes life worth living. It's hard sometimes to remember that life is beautiful, particularly at a time in history like this one, as you've heard Dr. Mavovola say, when all of us are making our way through an onslaught of terrible news, including a pandemic that has been responsible for 15 million deaths worldwide. War in Ukraine, and here at home, economic upheaval, political polarization, threats to our democracy without precedent, and the painful recognition of the persistence of racial and gun violence and white supremacy. Beyond that, you may feel that as you enter adulthood, that you yourself have to tamp down the enjoyment, give away the dancing shoes, hang up the hoops, stop screaming at marathoners, and cease wasting time with your friends. A piece of advice routinely passed on to young women and other young leaders is that until you get to a certain level, don't focus on anything but your career. That is a life-draining piece of poor advice, and I hope you will resist it with all your might. Nurture your friendships, All of us need people who understand us and the context of our lives. They are crucial to our physical, mental, and spiritual well-being, and to our ability to do our best work. Never lose your sense of play. Clearly, it kept our wonderful commencement speaker going from the time she was a graduate student, when, as she just told us, the idea of directly observing gravitational waves was considered preposterous. The measurements would be impossibly tiny. So she invented even more sensitive instrumentation. In the process, she has helped to invent a new way of conducting astronomy and of understanding our universe. Now, I like to think that we laid the groundwork for her here at Wellesley, where her joyful experimentation was encouraged, despite the ensuing damage. When she was appointed Dean of Science at MIT, Dr. Mavavola said, "There's this idea that to be as excellent as we are in science and education has to come at the cost of all other aspects of being human. And I reject that idea." Well, I reject that idea too. Do not allow anyone to convince you that the price of being outstanding in your work is sacrificing the universal sources of happiness open to you in your life. Take the time to listen empathetically to a friend or a family member, or have a laugh with them. Express yourself in song, in dance, in dress. Do what brings you joy. I think of Madeleine Albright of the Wellesley class of 1959, who died this March, the first woman to become United States Secretary of State. She will be deeply missed. Those of you who were fellows in the Albright Institute for Global Affairs had the privilege of learning from what Madeleine called her diplomatic toolbox. Some of the most important tools in the box, clearly, were her gift for friendship and her zest for life. At her funeral, speaker after speaker remembered what a delight she was to be around. Whether Madeleine was teaching the foreign minister of Botswana, the Macarena, at the UN Security Council meeting, or ducking out of an official event in Buenos Aires only to be found in a dance hall doing the tango, or expressing her impatience with the lack of progress in the Middle East by wearing a snail pin. Even after she was Madam Secretary, she spent Wellesley reunion weekends in the dorms, socializing and sharing toothpaste with her classmates, because that's where the fun was. Madeleine combined the deepest seriousness of purpose with the greatest possible warmth and humor. Arguably, she could not have realized such seriousness of purpose without such heart. Madeleine's passion for democracy was personal. It arose from her own history as a refugee whose family fled both the Nazis and the Soviets. And it arose from a profound respect for her fellow travelers. "I believe that we're all the same," she said, "and people want to be able to make decisions about their own lives." We just heard Dr. Mavavola talk about that sense of sameness too, a crucial spur if you're going to pay it forward and give opportunities to people who are superficially different from you. Brian Stevenson, the public interest lawyer and founder of the Equal Justice Initiative, which works to end mass incarceration and structural racism, has a similarly personal point of view of justice. In a speech he gave on campus this spring, he said that if we want to help people who have been mistreated in our society, we need to get proximate to them, to understand them, and that by wrapping our arms around them, we affirm their humanity and their dignity. He also said that hopelessness is the enemy of justice. It takes hope to fight for criminal justice reform against long odds after years and years of inaction. It takes hope to stand up to dictators and to argue for civil rights and the rule of law, as Madeleine Albright did. and it takes hope to accomplish something that the scientific community deems impossible, as Nergis Mavalvalid has. Graduates, to do your best work, you will need regular influxes of hope. Fortunately, the sources are all around you, in the people here today who love you, in the friendships you have formed, and in the rituals of daily life that make you happy. You have already demonstrated your ability to rise above the challenges of the past few years. Keep on going and remember to embrace life and hope along the way. I am so proud of the great Purple Class of 2022, and I cannot wait to see what your next chapters include. Thank you. Provost Shannon will now present the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts.
In the commencement program, we have listed honors and prizes earned by many of our seniors. Although we will not read honors as we call names for diplomas, we draw the attention of families and friends to this list, and we invite you to share our pride in the many achievements of these students. In addition, we recognize 3 student athletes who are unable to be at today's ceremony because they are representing Wellesley at the NCAA National Championships. They are Ari Marks in track, and Olivia Gorman and Katie Ball in crew. I am pleased to report that yesterday, Ari Marks won the 2022 NCAA Division III National Championship in the 10,000-meter run. Go Blue! I also want to recognize 4 students who unfortunately could not be with us today. They are Sarah Broda, Anna Hu, Arnika Langberg, and Pamela Weinstein-Malloy.
Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts please rise?
Madam President, it is the privilege of my office to present to you, on behalf of the faculty of Wellesley College, the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts.
By the authority of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, vested in the Board of Trustees, and by them delegated to me, I confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts and admit you to all the rights and dignities and responsibilities of that degree. Please be seated.
I now invite the first group of students to approach the podium. Marie L. Aronian. Sarah Abdul Karim. Lauren Alexis Paris Adamczyk. Olivia Marie Murray Adamczyk. Hafsa Kesa Hassan. Catherine Adler. Yasmin Hossam Hussein Afifi. Maxine Aguilar. August Owusu Ajuman. Wanya Emerd. Anne Marsha Alexis. Margot Joanne Allen. Jada Christina Allison. Valentina Alvarez. Anais Mohamed Amer. Paula Alejandra Angurita Buitrago Ardila Cubillos. Ayusha Ariana. M. Arnold Mages. Deviani Aurora. Andy Arangois Areola. Sydney Ashford. Nancy Ashore. Wabil Asjad. Fatima Aslam. Gabrielle Candice Audu. Catherine Guadalupe Avila. Udita Bajaj. Caroline Elizabeth Baldacci. Tarini Banerjee. Natalia Bard. Kai Barreras. Adair Bartram. Jordan Erica Bates. Neve Bayliss. Paulina Becerra. Paige Beffler. Margaret Claire Begg. Ariel Miriam Dedman Belloc. Brenda Benitez Alcantara. Jennifer Betancourt Perez. Madeline Betancourt. Isabelle Bevier. Urushi Bandari. Meher Bhatia. Han Birch. Maria del Pilar Biriel. Kim Bishop. Ashley Davy Bisram. Cassandra Bland. Hannah Carlson Blonda. Ocostua Mantibia Buampon. Julia Elisa Buca. Julie Marie Bossetti. Margaret Elizabeth Boland. Leanne Mona Bourret. Julia Bowers. Jennifer Boyd. Maya Catherine Bradbury. Margaret Brandis. Annabelle Brazaitis. Grace Bronstone. Michaela Brown. Imogen Kira Budetti. Alexandra Lett Bullen-Smith. Isabel Burdick. Sarah Wendy Berman. Sadie Bouchara. Jacqueline Kai. Caitlin Campbell. Melissa Campos. Mary Catherine Canzano. Kaya Carioli. Claire Carlander. Melissa Carlton. Savannah Carey. Kema Delaney Saramelli. Carmen Eve Chian Chan. Catherine Chan. Elizabeth Chang. Eva Chang. Emma Chang Rabley. Taryn Chapis. Sarah Charpentier. Sunena Chatterjee. Navya Chavla. Abigail Chen. Chelsea Chen. Daoyi Chen. Eleni Cheng. Maria Jose Chiang Rabata. Sierra Chow. Holly Chin. Ali Chio. Ashley Cho. Laura Cho. Esther J. Choi. Sung Hyun Choi, Sana Choksi, Chanyu Chu, Tiffany Chu, Yu-Ching Chua, Sarah Catherine Clark, Caitlin Elizabeth Klein, Stephanie Kobos, Maya Collins, Catherine Heijung Conklin, Stephanie Consuegra, Angelora Cooper, Victoria Isabel Cottrell, Rebecca Esther Cox, Mila Eve Kuda, Lily Cuellar-Sola, Jing Yi Dai, Tan Tan Dai, Sumaya Damak, Ni Dang, Charity Temitope Daramola, Olivia Merriweather Charlotta Davis, Vanessa Kumaijoy Delarca, Alexandra Delgadillo, Susanna Nicole De Rosa Farag, Rachel Lynn Desmond, Gray May Britos Devlin, Alexandra DeWeese, Charlotte Emily Diamont, Jolina Marie Diemen, Nicole Lorelei Durgis, Taylor Nicole Doak, Hannah Dong, Grace Catherine Driver, Kira Du, Dara Duan, Emery Jane Dutton, Laura June Dybel, Aya El Hassan, Eve Pascal Elcourt, Olivia Ellis, Yasmin Ursun, Julia Stephanie Esposito, Alexandra Ewing, Catherine Rose Bowman Fagan, Stephanie Fan, Catherine Farr Williams, Megan Michelle Farah, Nora Fayazuddin Youngberg, Olivia Feldman, Olivia Eve Fennell, Zoe Alexa Ferguson, Hope Victoria Ferris, Paige Elizabeth Fayok, Olivia Filipiak. Rebecca Carly Finkelstein. Katrina Alta Fischer. Michael Jalen Fisher. Mariela Flores Hernandez. Jessica Ruby Flores Holguin. Micah Fong. Sarah Abigail Fox. Jillian Avery Foy. Sophia Friedman. Julie Anna Fucarino. Marina Furbush. Riley Joy Gant. Donya Gao. Victor Yiwei Gao. Shuroe Gao. Gabriela Menja Garcia. Isabella Brianna Garcia. Tiffany Garcia. Risako Gen. Adele Gang. Zaria Simone George. Ellie Noor Gibbs. Jessica Felicia Tingray Go. Jesslyn Felicia Ting Yu Go. Annie Gomez. Cessia Claribel Gomez. Jacqueline Gong. Annabella Gonzalez. Paulina Eugenia Gonzalez Tovar. Nina Goodman. Nia Goodridge. Sarah Michelle Green.
Tiana Janae Green. Rose Honora Griesgraber. Rosa Grijalva. Alexa Gross. Yutong Catherine Guo. Iris Simone Adejola Hastrup Sanders. Eleanor Kate Hobbich. Catherine Ann Hall. Talia Monet Hall. Nicole Nia Hang. Rosia Cuesta Harvey. Mariah Hassan. Kaylee Brene Hatley. Grace Heiser. Marisa Marie Hench. Diana Hernandez. Faith Angelina Hernandez. Diana Victoria Hernandez Caballero. Lily Ann Harold. Sarai Dove Hertz Velasquez. Zoe Isadora Haywood. Kaylee Hill. Ivy Ho. Stella Ho. Rebecca Jean Hobbs. Nora Hoke. Anna Holmans. Sylvia Sage Holland. Yuri Hong. Jennifer Lee Horkovich. Helena Hu. Jenna Hua. Audria Huang. Liz Huang. Enjong Her. Selena Huyn. Gabrielle Dominique Inchoco. Noella Ingabire. Rubaya Isa. Brittany Faith Jackson. Grace Cooper Wilson Jackson. Ashley Jang. Mayreen Jatoy. Elizabeth Jessen. Anushri Junjunwala. Grace Jang. Carolina Alisa Gael Jimenez. Sydney Johnson. Minerva Johar. Adrian Vic Trell Johnson. Imogene Hazel Johnson. Miwa Ann Joyner. Allison Paige Jones. Vanessa Jane VJ Jones. Kenzie Veronica Jordan. Lauren Felix Jordan. Mackenzie Grace Jordan. Kayla Kane. Hannah Jackson Kaneko. Song-un Kang. Aditi Kanan. Pamela Jean Kopolka. Rabia Muftu Kasim. Anushka Kailshakar. Tamia Kennerly. Juliana Inez Kenny Serrano. Anya Kenwood. Ser Zainab Khan. Sarah Kim. Erin Kim. Hannah Kim. Jenna Avery Kim. Jenny Jisoo Kim. Julia Kim. Julie Kim. Jane Zong Kinsella. Marissa Klein. Shreya Kochar. Ito Koeda. Tara Oan Coley. Madeline Ann Kalaya. Skylar Paige Kalisko. Aya Kormaz. Oh, Sabrina? Oh, okay, sorry. Sabrina Ray A. Tan Koseki. Parthena Eleni Kotsalidis. Madeline Van Kratz. Brooke Crable. Ishita Krishan. Josie Koo. Christine Lamb. Carrie Landman. CJ Larkin. Olivia DeFries LaRoche. Astrid Elizabeth Lawyer. Emily Lay. Catherine Prophet Leary. Maya Jordan Leibowitz. Camilla Lee. Sinji Lee. Marianne Lee. Singhoon Lee. Sophie Lemmerman. Nicole Leung. Lorna Juan Lee. Lucinda Lee. Mohan Lee. Vanessa Iran Lee. Yiwei Liao. Gabby Lahuski. Kathy Na Yoon Lim. Amy Lin. Audrey Lin. Sabrina Lin. Jess List. Amy Liu. Terry Liu. Jiawei Liu. Lucy Xinyu Liu. Yaxin Liu. Aliyah Liu. Alina Lokmanenko. Jianwei Jenna Liu. Sarah Lucas. Neha Lund. Luna Lu. Carla Macias. Erin Grace McQueen. Viksha Madhu. Carol Mai. Eleanor Parker Mallet. Vivian Janice Manning. Esma Mardini. Michaela Annalise Marquardt. Kashayla Imani Martin. Daniela Martinez. Genesis Martinez. Alexandra Martinez Lopez. Kat Martin. Lindsay Maria McBride. Amira Mutuk McCants. Claire Maria McLeod. Floran Alexandria McComas. Ana Luisa Brady McCullough. Anna McDade. Ryan Haley McMorrow. Jordan Mears Garcia. Sophia Meyer. No worries. Julia Meister. Anna Grace Mervash. Here she is. Thank you. Arshia Mehta. You are? Dominique. All right. Dominique Marie Mishkevich. Lizette Melissa Meyer. Aiko Miller. Rose Elizabeth Gaelic Miller. Dante Grace Minichetti. Ella Mintz. Louisa Iboli. Jennifer Miranda. Emily Moe. Rachel Nicole Kajikane Moberg. Haley Moniz. Marin Moore. Valentina Maracas. Hannah Sylvia Morse. Sarah Louise Most. Giselle Margarita Mota. Victoria Moraes Mora. Francisca Belen Moya Jimenez. Mariam Yamin Muhammad. Catherine Rose Muniz. Elizabeth Murray. Sylvia Matua. Srimai Mailavarapu. Mariam Nafi. Anna Nakamura. Maita Agana Navarro. Natalie Nieves. Elizabeth Ariana O'Brien. Jenna Acoltree. Oreolua Esther Odeinka. Josephine Awino Adipo Odiambo. Grace O. Sunny Jisun O. Natalie O'Hearn. Oladuni Danielle Oladipo. Carolina Anna Oleshtuk.
Marglusi Amwiga. Sierra Mackenzie Orr. Lizette Ortega. Ana Belen Ortega. Zoe Owens. Abigail Pan. Mingyu Pan. Maddie Paoletti. Marissa Lynn Papagelis. Sarah Pardo. Christina Park. Grace Park. Seyun Park. Farzana Chipti Patwa. Annalise Marie Paul. Beatrice Paulino. Diana Gillette Paulson. Nora Pierce. Layla Pearson. Sophia Emily Pichatti. Valentina Pedroza Munoz. Elizabeth Pelletier. Sophia Pena. Melissa Perez. Brianna Elizabeth Perry. Caitlin Pham. Julia Philippe Auguste. Sydney Elizabeth Pierce. Bianca Pio. Parker Grace Pichatello Fay. Jeanette Pisano. Isabel Pless. Fiona Tulay Powers Uziert. Angela Chien Tio. Emily Kathleen Quinn. Amy Marilyn Quintanilla. Harshini Raman. Sanjana Ramachandran. Grace Ramsdell. Julia Madison Rappaport. Alexandria Therese Reichley. Zoe Reynolds. Shelby Rip. Alyssa Noel Robbins. Cassiana Robinson. Melanie Rodriguez. Emerson Easley Rogers. Madeline Rondesvet. Sophia Teresa Rose. Savannah Paige Roth. Jax Ruslo. Maya Rubin. Tessa Rudolph. Lindsay Rumbout. Dina Sadi. Ariana Houston Leilani Sablad. Sophia Sacco. Fatima Guadalupe Salcedo. Lizette Saavedra Herrera. Annika Lynn Schaefer. Cassia Bracken Fenwick Schuler. Devion Esther Faith Scott. Isabel Reed Siebold. Cynthia Serrano Nahara. Pallavi Sethi. Lana Michael Sheneb. Carmen Shannon. Ruby Ann Sheely. Anushe Sheikh. Leanne Shen. Michelle Shen. Sarah Ray Shepley. Gabrielle Bruns Schlickis. Tiffany Madison Show. Rachel Chi C. Portia Corinne Silver. Tarini Sinha. Junina Sira'it. Anne Isabel Smith. Autumn Guillermina Smith. Madeline Smith. Julia Sokowowska. Eliana Rose Sonderling. Rinako Sonobi. Maya Sparks Lynn. Ayana Spear. Christina Spiru. Lena Srun. Hannah Stickler. Sarah Elizabeth Stockman. Lauren Sunyoung Sun. Jinjae JJ Sung. Alexandra Ann Swerdlov. Jordan Ann Snowdy. Kelly Shinming Sis. Mika Taga. Farida Ta'iri. Linda Tang. Ilana Tamir. Panya Tang. Amy Tao. Patricia Toe. Leah Tefera. Rain Tenerelli. Zara Alexandra Tabet. Sally Thatch. I Napapas Tanabasud. Catherine Toy. Andrea True. Patty Trocoli Dragonetti. Etsagenet Sleshi Sega. Diksha Udupa. Annabelle Bree Goebel Ullman. Sherilyn Mateo Bellin Oyoa Garapai. Chantel Alejandra Valdiva. Emily Valle. Bryn Marshall Van Domelen. Catherine Alice Van Hecky. Emma Van Skoy. Ada Verma. Eva Lutza Venema. Brianna Vigil. Shantali Violona. Erin Viaronga Mulligan. Anna Noel Vold. Larissa Walker. Carrie Wong. Peyton Wong. Sophie J. Wong. Ella Caledona Warburg. Jessica Diane Washington. Dina Ray S. Weatherly. Mackenzie Charles Weatherly. Abigail Sadie Webster. Jules Louise Weed. Jessica Ann Wegner, Suja Jia. Genevieve Catherine Welsh. Sarah Wells Moran. Lily Brooks Weatherington. Hadley Ann Whalen. Hannah Whalen. Abigail Genevieve White. Brianna White. Paige White. Cassidy Whitney. Raven Aldine Saffron Wiles. Mackenzie Ann Wilkins. Emily Morgan Williams. Gretchen Wright Wilmuth. Kira Wilson. Sophie Wilson. Jada Wiltz. Ainsley Dye Wingett. Samantha Wolstenholme Britt. Hyunsu Grace Wu. Kayla Woody. Grace Candace Woodruff. Juliana Maria Wright. Franny C. Wu. Jessica Iran Wu. Piper Carolyn Wysocki. LeFan Xiao. Anne A. Zhu. Anna Shu. Catherine Yang. Claire Yang. Funing Yang. Ying Yang. Rebecca Yi. Ava Torboy Yakonovich. Excuse me. Noel J. Yu. Mandy Yo. Sarah Madrone Young. Meredith Ann Youngblood. Jennifer Anyang Yu. Annalise Nicole Zabriskie. Michaela Zelk. Melissa F. Zepeda. Erica Zhang. Eugenia Zhang. Jing Zhang. Marina Zhang. Cynthia Ann Zhao. Tina Jai Zhao. Wanyu Zhao. Liz Zhou. Jennifer Zhu. Eliza Lee Ziska.
Congratulations and best wishes to the class of 2022. I salute you. Will you please stand? It is our tradition to close commencement with the singing of America the Beautiful, written by Catherine Lee Bates. Professor Bates was a member of the Wellesley class of 1880 and distinguished faculty member in the English department from 1885 to 1895. The song has been a feature of Wellesley's commencement exercises since 1942. Genevieve Welch from the class of 2022 will lead us as we all join in singing America the Beautiful. Today, in a departure from tradition, we will sing verse 3, followed by verse 1.
Oh, beautiful for heroes proved in liberating strife, who more than self their country loves, and mercy more than life. America, America, may God thy gold refine, till all success be nobleness, and every gain divine. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with siblinghood from sea to shining sea.
Thank you, Genevieve. Please be seated. I now invite Dean Marquez back up to deliver the benediction.
Dear class of 2022, may you move into this next season of your journey, releasing fear and embracing hope. May the lessons of your ancestors, mentors, and this community be a guide when you are unsure of what to do next. May you work towards a more just and peaceful world. May you live deeply rooted in kindness and gratitude. Go in peace with our blessings and our love. Amen.
de Honduras, no vi la mexicana.